Today we got a good one for you. We're going to be discussing the Louisiana voting ballot. And also we have a special guest that came to help to go over the ballot. Don't go nowhere. Class is in session. We're going to be going over the Louisiana voting ballot so everybody can be informed of who's on the ballot. You know, everybody talking about go vote, go vote, go vote. But hey, we got to know who we voting for, right? And we have a very special guest today who's going to be helping. We have Dawine DaCosta.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Corey. Thank you so much for having me on today. My name is Dawine DaCosta. I'm a publicist, so I hope small businesses, brands, entrepreneurs get out there and tell their story, whether it be with media relations, content creation, PR services, whatever it is that is needed. I am here to help you tell your story. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Dawine DaCosta PR, and you can also book a free discovery call at www.dawinedacostapr.org.
We're going to get started. I want to say we're praying for Louisiana and everybody that was affected by the storms and hurricanes. And we hope everybody is safe, and we praying that everybody are able to recover from this national disaster. And hey, we know that's everything that's going on, and we pray for everybody's safety and that you're able to recover from these things. But hey, we also need to vote. And even if you're displaced from your home, you're not in Louisiana right now, you still can vote. We have a process called absentee voting. So with absentee voting, you can go to your local authority and ask for your ballot, and they'll send you a ballot. So you can fill out your form and send it back. But please do it early so you can get your ballot and be able to send it in time so it can be counted. We need everybody to vote, and hey, each vote does count. And also, I want to clear up a few myths or some things that people might not know. First is democracy. We have a lot of politicians out here claiming that the United States of America is a democracy. It is not a democracy. It is a constitutional republic. In a democracy, it leads to what we call mob rule or majority rule. But minorities, whether you're a Christian or whether you are one that is Black or Hispanic, you are a minority, and the majority can rule to take away your rights, you know? So in a constitutional republic, it is based on the Constitution, just like in Christ or in Christianity is based on the Bible, you know? So the Constitution is the number one law in the land, and the Constitution protects your rights because we have the Bill of Rights. So also we have federalism. It is a term that describes what we have in America. It is describes the separation of powers between the state government and the national government. And we all have many things on the ballot that we need to discuss. We don't just have the president, we have senator, we have representatives, we have judges, we have ballot initiatives on the ballot, and that's what we're going to discuss today.
Louisiana's election is very different compared to most states, in the sense that Louisiana has a more open process. In other states, there's a primary election where one member is chosen from the party. But in Louisiana, several members from the same party can run from the same seat. Shreveport Mayor Adrian Perkins is vying to become the first Black senator to represent Louisiana since 1887. But the Democratic challenger, one of 15 candidates in the race, faces an uphill battle against Republican incumbent Bill Caskey. Here we are focusing on two of the U.S. Senator candidates. We have Adrian Perkins and Bill Cassie. Adrian Perkins believes for healthcare that healthcare is a right, not a privilege, plain and simple. On veterans and national security, he takes the stand that mental health care and job programs for veterans are important. He wants to pursue diplomatic solutions that prevent violent conflicts. For education in children, he wants to increase funding for state and local education systems, to invest in universal pre-K education, increase pay for educators, and expand job training and vocational programs. Next, we have Bill Caskey. On life and family values, Bill takes the stand that faith and religion have played a vital role in our nation's history. For education, parents and teachers, not federal bureaucrats, make the best education decisions for students. These options include homeschooling, private schools, charter schools, and public schools. He also believes increased funding for state and local educational systems are needed to invest in universal pre-K education, increase pay for educators, and expand job training and vocational programs. The next candidate we have is Bill Caskey. On life and family values, Bill takes a stand that faith and religion have played a vital role in our nation's history. On education, he believes that parents and teachers, not federal bureaucrats, make the best education decisions for students. These options include homeschooling, private schools, charter schools, and public schools. On educating children, Bill takes a stand that increased funding for state and local education systems, to invest in universal pre-K education, increase pay for educators, and expand job training and vocational programs. Other issues include paid family leave, Second Amendment, and veterans' rights. There are also other candidates for the U.S. Senator.
Each state has two senators, and only senator race could happen in each election. But we have many races for representative, and we're going to go over the first race for representative. So for U.S. House Representative of District 1, we have Lee versus Steve. And Lee didn't have any website, so we don't know any of their views. But as far as Steve, his major issues are following. We have hurricane relief. He's a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, and taxes. He says we should double the standard deduction and get rid of all the loopholes. He cares about veterans and veterans issues, and he also is the incumbent. What the incumbent is the person that's already in the seat.
According to New Orleans Public Radio 89.9, Louisiana's 2nd Congressional District is a curvy strip that runs from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, encompassing surrounding areas. Democratic Congressman Cedric Richmond is running for re-election in this Democratic-leaning district. Richmond has been a rising star in the National Party and serves as the co-chairman of former Vice President in the presidential election campaign. He's held the seat since 2011, and he won handily in 2018 with 80.6% of the vote. He's being challenged by 5 other candidates, 2 of whom have set up websites for their campaigns. Biden Nooneyman Batiste, a member of the Batiste family of musicians, is running as an independent, giving voice to regular New Orleans families. Kobe James, also running as an independent, is a veteran and former felon running as a voice for the unheard, including minority voices. The other candidates are Democratic Glenn Harris, Republican David Schilling, and Republican Sheldon Vincent. We're going to focus on a little bit more information about the 3 gentlemen that I mentioned. This is for the U.S. House Louisiana District 2. President Richmond focuses on the following issues: flood and hurricane protection, supporting small businesses, reforming our criminal justice system, maritime economic trade via sea, and advocating for coastal restoration. He is the incumbent, and he is endorsed. Kobe James, again, he's running as an independent. He is a veteran and former felon running as a voice for the unheard, including minority voices. His issues are to focus on programs to help low-wealth families and change tax code to redistributive power and wealth. Finally, we have Belden Nooneyman Batiste, a member of the Batiste family of musicians. He is running independent, giving voices to regular New Orleans families. Currently, he has no policies listed. So before we get into the U.S. House of Representatives for Louisiana's District 3, we're going to share a little bit more information that we got from the Advocate. According to theadvocate.com, all of Louisiana's incumbent congressmen seeking another 2-year term drew opponents. Only Acadiana's U.S. Representative Clay Higgins' race is being called competitive. A former car salesman, Higgins had a brief career in law enforcement that included accusations of police brutality, along with popular Crime Stopper segments for local television news. What made the segments popular was Higgins threatening criminal suspects being sought by police. The Higgins video segments went viral on the internet and contributed to his 2016 upset of Public Service Commission Chairman Scott Angel. But these days, in light of the protests following the killing of George Floyd by a police officer, such could prove something of political liability. They have other issues, of course, but the ongoing protests over racial injustice played at least some of the reasoning for the 3 challenging Higgins' 3rd term in the November 3rd election. Rob Anderson, Braylon Harris, and Libertarian Brandon Lee.
Now we're going to get to the candidates for District 3. First, we have Rob Anderson. Rob Anderson, his major issues are following: infrastructure. He is one that was to fix our crumbling infrastructure, water system, bridges, and roads. He also wants to create jobs by doing this. And one famous story we talk about infrastructure was Flint, Michigan. You know, their water system is so terrible that they are drinking toxic water. So infrastructure is a big topic right now. Healthcare, he wants to buy into Medicare, have what anybody can buy into a Medicare for all system. Educating children, he says every child should have access to affordable and quality education. Also, he wants to invest in vocational schools and trade schools and degree programs to prepare students to enter into the workforce. Next up, we got Clay Higgins. His major issues is the economy and jobs. He is a pro-life Republican. He wants to simplify the tax code. He cares about seafood and maritime because in Louisiana, much of their jobs and economy is based on travel doing sea, fishing, and stuff like that. He wants to focus on crime and loss, and also he cares much about the veteran. He wants to work on veteran issues, and he is the incumbent in this race. Also, we have another Democrat, and we have a Libertarian also running for this seat.
Next up, we have U.S. House of Representatives for Louisiana District 6. First, we have D'Artagnan Williams. D'Artagnan focuses on the following issues. On infrastructure, he wants to create jobs and fix the crumbling infrastructures, including water system, roads, and bridges. On healthcare, he wants to create Medicaid expansion for all. On education, he wants universal Wi-Fi and internet hazard pay for teachers and administrators by 25%. On crime justice and prison reform, he wants qualified immunity, reallocation of funding to community-based learning programs, and he also has a nice website. Next, we have Garrett Graves. Garrett focuses on the following issues. On education and opportunity, he wants to introduce innovation, technology, and diversified career tracks into our classrooms so that we can develop a workforce equipped to step into the economic opportunities. He also focuses on cuts in debt and the tax reform. For the tax reform, he wants to simplify the tax code and encourage economic growth. He also focuses on flood prevention. In this race, he is the incumbent. We also have an independent candidate and a libertarian candidate.
Thanks for watching.
Please go watch part number 2. It is linked in the video. Also, like, subscribe, and share so other people can see. Y'all have a blessed day.